Hello YouTube fans, here again. No, I'm not naked, just wearing a t-shirt and chilling out as it's my day off work. And not only because it's my day off work, I figure what the fuck, as I'm doing my own marathon, why not this one? Titters, they bite. That's right, titters. Now after the success in 1984 with the classic Steven Spielberg movie Gremlins, they decided to make their own version of Gremlins, that being Titters. This has a lot of history. Because the company which did Titters was almost going to sue Steven Spielberg, and Steven Spielberg was almost going to sue these because of copyrights, because they had the idea at the time to making this film, right? But this has a lot of history. And the reason why I'm going to say this film has a lot of history, in 1982, there was a guy who had the idea of doing a young farm boy and his family, and they get attacked by evil aliens, which, funny enough, look a bit like E.T. And that's because the idea of E.T. was going to be like that. But Steven Spielberg decided, no, 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 no. He wants a family sort of film, and instead, E.T. got made. But in 1986, decided, what the fuck? Let's make a film similar to what they was going to do. A film was going to be called Dark Sky, but instead they did their own version. That being this film, Titters. And I love this film. I love it. I'm going to also review the second one and all. The only one I'm not going to review is the third one. The only thing what I think is going for the third Titters is it has a very long tea apero. I never pronounced his name right. Just pick up the guy that got stuck on a boat, the Titanic. Lung T Apero, pronounced his name right, in his first movie role. But that came out in the 90s. I'm doing another marathon first. I'll probably go that in a later date. And the fourth Titters, I think it's a piece of fucking shit. And they're going to get to why. There's a character called Tara, right? He's a drunk, he's a down and out in this one, right? The second one, he helps the bounty hunters out. And I love the scene where he's finding that ship. He says, I'm a bounty hunter. And you think he's dead, but he's not. Everything he does, and I say more in the second one, was for the third one, for him to be treated like a fucking bum, a homo. Yes, I know it's a bit of comedy as well as a sci-fi horror film. Hang on. Cough. And the fourth one, you get the most hateful characters in it. And the trailer fucking lies to you. But Titters 1 and Titters 2, I love. I love these films. It just pisses me off what Charlie goes through in this and the second one. I'll get to that when I get to them, when I get to the 90s or why I hate them. But this one, I've got no faults of it. So it starts off this they're in space and you've got the idea these little aliens and they're going to get killed, called the Stipes. That always makes me laugh because in the movie it's called Titters, that they call them the Stipes. And I do know there was two original trailers to this. There's one where you do actually see these, and there was also a teaser trailer. The teaser trailer, you don't actually see it. It was trying to remind me like what they did with the trailer of Gremlins, and the other one you do. But I always remember they used the same music. If you ever remember the original Nightmare on Elm Street, you will find if you ever see the original trailer of this, they actually use the original trailer music there. Get that Benzella. The original music, I should have said, for Nightmare on Elm Street. I thought it was pretty funny. Because this was the actual opposite. But like I say, you've got these people, they're going to sacrifice the Stripes, got the idea of the estate, there's a bit of a rip-off of Star Wars with laser guns and all that. Let's turn on the back. And that is a video cover, but it's a proper DVD. The original DVD cover I thought looked like shit. Covered again. But the one here, I actually like it. I don't know why they didn't just stick to the original cover from the video, but I actually like the artwork. I'm covering my bollocks off. But yeah, you got this 8 guy here, right? And he sends the bounty hunters. And I love the bounty hunters. I like the fact they can imitate people's faces. I love it. If they were going to make a series or a film, I'd love to see a film or a series with them. going around killing other aliens in different planets, killing aliens. Why not make a film like that? Was that too much imagination these days, Hollywood? But anyway, you get the bounty hunters, and then you get them in a farmland, and you do get one lad called Bradley. And I love Bradley. He's your typical cheeky kid, he's making fire bombs and all this, and he's winding his sister up. And long below, the sister's about to have hanky panky. Before I get to all that, I do love the bounty hunters. They're in the spaceship, and there's a rock singer. And it's based all the way through the film. It goes, sighing through the night. Streets are burning, it's dancing through the night. I'm not going to do the rest because I'll kill the fucking song. But I do love the effects when he's watching him singing that song. You see the blood, you see bones, practical effects. I will fucking miss it. And then he gets the face of a rock singer. And you know what I mean? You can imitate people's faces. Now, I do know in the original Titters, there was going to be a scene when he was in a bowling alley and the Titters were going to attack him, but decided to stick to one family, being Bradley's family. Charlie's in it, but he's a drunk, he's a down and out, you know what I mean? He got one serif, he's a well-known actor, he's been in a lot of films. I do know when they do the second one, they didn't see out of the actor, but he's been in loads of films, this actor. He was in Missing in Action with Chuck Norris. He played in Red Scorpion with Dolph Lundgren. He's been in lots of films. And I kind of like the character in this. I mean, but like I say, these aliens, they come down. It's more on Bradley's family. And the older sister's about to Banky Panky. Another well-known actor. It's funny enough appeared in the Titanic. He gets his fingers bit off. You don't really see a lot. You don't usually see a lot in this type of film. But you got the idea that it's killed him. And Bradley comes in to save the day. But that's what I mean. The Titters attack the family. And the funny thing is, the actress that plays Bradley's mum is only the same actress that's been in loads of films. She was in The Howling. She was in the original Hills of Ice. And you might remember being in E.T. There's sort of a love letter in this because there's a bit where one of the Titters attacks an E.T. teddy bear and they let people into a secret, being a big kid. When I was a lad, a little boy, I actually had an E.T. teddy bear. I know, there's a kid in there. I actually had an E.T. teddy bear, and the funny thing is, the same teddy bear what this Titter here, well not this Titter, it could be any, attacks, is only the same type of teddy bear I had when I was a kid. So I thought I liked that little love letter there. There's a bit of eating a goldfish and eating everything. There's only one bit what gets me though in this film. There's only one bit. Bradley sees a Titter and he notices to get bigger and bigger and bigger, which I noticed when they did the second one, that got strapped. But I always like that idea, they got bigger and bigger and bigger. I don't know whether it's just too much money and for that effect, to make a bigger Titter again, I don't know, but for some reason it got strapped. But they're not the older sister out, they're about to eat her. And like I say, in this, it sort of pisses me off in the second one, because when you think about it, the farmers treat Bradley like shit in number 2. And really, when you think about it, the bounty hunters were more the nuisances, because they go to the bowling alley, instead of it being the Titters. They don't really kill anybody, but they're a nuisance. They're blowing up the bar, they dab hold of a barman, one of them imitates Charlie's face, the pisshead. And halfway through that, they're in a turts, they're fucking shooting up a turts. So if anything, the bounty hunters I felt were more fucking nuisances than the Titters. The Titters were just attacking Bradley's family. So it always pissed me off when they had number 2, why they treat Bradley like a piece of fucking dog shit, to speak in my mind. But I do like the fact that the Titters about to get the better, the bounty hunters come in, and they found out that Bradley's family's been threatened, and that's a bit where Charlie and Bradley saved the day. After them fire bombs, both in the ship, Charlie manages to get the older sister out. The Titters blow up the house, fly off laughing, and the fucking spaceship blows up. But one of the bounty hunters, one of the rock singer, gives him a special button. Now I do know there was an alternate ending where, similar ending, they dive off, but the house doesn't get built to death off. And the ending we get, The original ending we get in this, which we all know, Charlie presses the button, Bradley, sorry, presses the button and it fixes his house. Does practical effect, fixes the house. The only bit is you get a typical sequel bait ending. They dive off, you think it's an happy ending, then you get to see some eggs, and then it ends, which it does that foils on when they do Titters 2 years later. But I don't think there was going to be a second one. I think it made big hit. It was a popular film in 1986. And like I say, this is sort of like a sci-fi version of Demnins. This is what Dark Sky was going to be, but got altered, and instead they made E.T., a nice, cute, friendly little alien. This was originally what E.T. was going to be. This originally was going to be E.D., but they called it Dark Sky. And then because they didn't get the rights, and Steven Spielberg wanted to make a family sloppy film, even though I do like E.T., rewind back, I had the teddy bear. In 1986, I sort of got that. The only difference is it was called Titters. Like I say, I love Titters. I love them that much. To be honest, I'm more of a lover of the second one. I think the second one was a lot better pace. I like the bounty hunter what turns into the woman with the boobs. I like the characters in it. I like Bradley in it. There's a bit more drawing up, but I still like his character. But I do respect this. I don't love it, but I respect it. Without this, you wouldn't have got Titters 2. I'm not a lover of the third one. You know why? I'm not a lover of the fourth one. You definitely know why when I get to them. But as it's an 80s horror marathon, and this come out in 86, I decided to do this first. I did this before. I love Titters. They don't make films like this anymore. This did a TV series. I only seen through episodes and it's shit. That is, it's practical. It's practical. I'll dip it that. But this to me is a classic. The second one, unestimated. TV series, the third, the fourth, fucking dog shit. But other than that, though, I do like it. So fuck it. Why not without ado? A 15-star rating. I love Titters. As it says in the trailer, they bite into them. I'm going for a bite, so I'll see you later. Be smart, be safe, and I'll see you later.